In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Corsair Pro PSU cable kit. These are the premium individually sleeved cables that you can buy for your power supply, your Corsair power supply. Now, I picked up two of these, one for my first build for my 5950X build, and one for my 12900K build. I went back and I got them a second time. I'm going to have a look at the box and we're going to have a look at all the inclusions, and we're going to talk about real quick why you might want to get these type of sleeved cables. But the moral of the story is, if you've never used them before, once you start using them, you probably won't want to go back to using regular cables. Anyway, let's turn over the box and let's have a look at exactly what you get inside. So you get 1 times 24-pin ATX cable for your power on your motherboard, 2 times EPS 12-volt cables for your CPU, 4 PCIe cables for your video card, 2 SATA cables for your hard drive, 2 peripheral cables for anything that you want to attach or include, and 9 cable combs. I'm going to pull out the cables as well. I'm going to have a look at them real quick. So one thing I love about sleeved cables is they're just really beautiful, like really amazing cables. You can flex them and twist them. They're very mendable, which is really, really good. I personally picked up the white color because I like the reflections of the LED lights. Like if you have a lot of LED lights, they get reflected off the white surface really well. You know, some people might have a different sort of aesthetic point of view and they might go for black or blue, but I really like them. Here you can see them flex as well as I kind of take them out of the box, and they're all kind of very similar. They come with a little comb which allows you to straighten them, every single one of them, every pair of them anyway, I should say. They're very beautiful cables, very nice to work with in the case, and just kind of very elegant. What I did with my old power supply cables that I got with my Corsair is I never opened them. I immediately put them on eBay, recouped the money, and then bought a pair of these. And that's the bottom line really with these sort of cables. If you can justify the budget, if you can somehow, you know, pull together some money from here, there, and everywhere to get them, then I highly recommend that you do. They only ended up costing me 40 Australian dollars. Normally they would be 60, but I was able, like I said, to sell my Corsair cables for my power supply, which, you know, made these quite affordable and quite cheap, and really a must-have, you know. They're very good for cable management as well. I find that working with braided cables, you know, managing them is a bit tough. You know, they don't want to bend in places. You know, it's a bit of a sort of rough process. But these are very easy to work with and very nice and very elegant. They come in many different colors as well. Over time, like, you need to be a bit careful with them, especially with the white cables, because they can stain. If you have any spare cables, just store them in the original box and keep them somewhere safe. Because like on my 5950X build, for some reason, they took on the color red, some of them, because I stored them with some other equipment, which I shouldn't have. But anyway, this is what they look like. They're really just premium and nice, and we're going to have a look at how they appear in the case in a moment. By the way, these are my old cables, the one that I sold with my power supply, just FYI. Good cables, nothing wrong with them. They work just fine. And if you're asking yourself, why should I get sleeved cables when my cables work fine? Well, it's more of an aesthetic thing, isn't it? And cable management sort of thing. They're easier to bend, they're easier to, you know, kind of get around the box. There's a lot less hassle and it looks way better. Like the final finish, as you can see, just looks amazing. Here I'll show you guys in a moment. So this one is connected to the motherboard, the 24-pin one, and this is the 3x8 pin PCIe cables which connect to my video card. Very nice and beautiful looking. At the bottom from the power supply, this is kind of what they look like. In an all-white case, it's very cool. Everything reflects and it's very pretty. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you definitely in the next one.